Oh, take it easy. There's no need to rush. The workshop isn't going anywhere. You're gonna drop all your things, and I'd rather not pay to replace all your supplies on the first day. And here we are. It's not the biggest enchanting workshop in the world, but I, at least, make it a point to keep everything tidy. I don't leave scrolls and crystals tossed all over the place here, and neither will you. Understand? Good. We've really known each other for about 5 minutes, but I can already tell you'll be a splendid assistant. Very eager to please. I like that. Now, let's get you set up, alright? I've already cleared a spot for you over there, but don't worry too much about your space versus my space. We'll be working very closely together, and we'll be sharing all sorts of things. You really came here just in time. Becoming an enchantress did wonders for my career in magic research, but being forbidden to practice other forms of magic is a pain. It'll be nice to have someone in the workshop who can do that stuff for me, instead of having to make the trip to the Wizard's College every time I need something conjured or what have you. And listen, there's not much I can do about your salary. The Enchanters Guild are the ones actually paying you. But if you need anything, just ask me, and I'll help if I can. Those guys are way too stingy towards anyone who's not actually part of the guild. And don't assume that offer's limited to just money. I'm more than happy to help you out if you're ever feeling, you know, lonely or frustrated. Really? You're just gonna brush that off? Pretend I didn't say anything? Come on, give me a little something back. It's not like I didn't notice the way you've been staring at me the whole way up the stairs. You're not great at being subtle, but I think that's pretty cute. I don't really buy into that whole Enchanter's Guild dogma, even if I am technically a part of it. I abstain from practicing other forms of magic because it's a requirement for membership, but they can't actually tell me who I can have a relationship with, at least not here in the Republic. Either way, I think the idea that enchanters can't have relationships with other magic users is pretty outdated. That's from back when they were claiming that enchanting was the purest form of magic. You might be a little inexperienced compared to me, but otherwise I see no reason not to see you as an equal. There's nothing wrong with a little flirting, a few hugs, kisses, maybe some other things. How is that going to stop me from being a good enchantress? Oh, so proper. Well, I'm not going to force anything on you, but I think it's awfully funny that you're worried about my reputation with the guild than I am. How long before your professionalism loses to your feelings? I mean, if you're already smitten with me after just a few minutes, how are you gonna last even a month? Oh, this is going to be fun. Fine. I don't mind making a little game out of it. We'll see how long you can keep up the act. But listen, this isn't going to be a problem, is it? You've probably figured it out by now, but I don't have much respect for arbitrary rules. Is it going to be frustrating working for somebody like me? Good. You do you, but just keep in mind that I won't care if you relax a little, okay? Great. So let's talk about what your actual job is, not just the side benefits. You're here to perform whatever magic I need that isn't enchanting. As an enchantress, I infuse objects or living things with magic spells, but sometimes I need help from other magical practices to do certain things. For example, if you conjure spirits for me, I can include them in the enchantment. That's great for more complicated enchantments. Also, you can help boost the power of some of my enchantments by using elemental magic. You know some conjuring and elemental spells, right? I'd hate to find out that the guild messed up the vetting process. Okay, good to hear. I won't need you to constantly be casting magic, though for the rest of the time you'll be helping me with basic things. Running errands, taking notes, etc., etc. Though I expect you'll be having quite a bit of downtime. Yeah, well, that's why the pay isn't great. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not important. Well, that's one point where I begrudgingly agree with the Enchanters Guild. A specialist in enchanting and a specialist in conjuring will do better work than one person who has a little bit of knowledge in both. The Guild's Enchanter's supremacist attitude is irritating, but it is the reason they produce the best enchanters. And the more people like me there are in the Guild, the closer they get to dropping their biases. Hey, you look kind of down. I'm just trying to make this a good work environment, so you should tell me if I'm missing something. Anything. I want you to enjoy working here, and not just because you're so cute. Did they? Well, I'm surprised the guild talked me up like that. It shouldn't be a surprise they don't like me very much. So what are you saying? You think you're not going to be good enough to be my assistant? Well, you just go right ahead and kick those thoughts to the curb. Don't listen to the guild. Listen to me. You're more than capable of this job, okay? The guild hired you. And they did so because I picked you out. A lot of people had to notice your talent for you to get this job. I did not pick you because I'm so into you. They actually didn't even provide me a pitch or any kind of description, just your experience. So the fact that you turned out to be just my type was, only luck. Listen, just take my word for it. You're more than good enough. None of that self-doubt while you're working for me. You still don't seem all that convinced. Well, after getting familiar with the job, I'm sure you'll get a bit more confident. Here, you know what we can do first. I've got these crystals here. They're useful for enchanting because they can easily store an enchantment to be applied to something else later. Most of the time, moving an enchantment from one thing to another weakens it, but good crystals have next to no loss. The thing is, they're not all created equal. I tried getting these from a new supplier, but some of them are low quality. You can tell by the sound of them. Listen. The good ones have a nice ring to them, but the bad ones sound dull. It doesn't make much sense just by saying it, but I want you to get acquainted with these and try to sort them out from best to worst. By the end of the day, you'll be an expert. Trust me. Yeah, there you go. It doesn't take long to get an intuition for which is which, does it? Honestly, you're catching on quicker than I expected. Maybe you need a nice reward. You've been so nervous this whole time. You must be a little tense. How about a shoulder rub? What? No ulterior motives here. You definitely need one after lugging all that stuff up the stairs, and it's honestly a great thing after being hunched over a desk, too. I might have you give me one time to time, if that's, not too much. Just relax, alright? I think you'll be shocked by how much you'll realize you'll need it. See, I know what I'm talking about, don't I? Don't be shy about asking for a quick massage if you need it. I want you in top condition at all times. Now, I'm sort of hoping you'll keep resisting my advances. You're pretty cute when you get flustered like this. Oh, well, if you really think I should stop, you can say so. But I won't stop just because you think I should, because of some dumb rule a century ago. I'll only stop if you actually want me to. Just say that you really truly don't like me flirting with you? I figured you were too honest for your own good. You just can't bring yourself to say it if you don't mean it, can you? Then, I guess I'm just gonna have to keep it up. Okay. Now I have to get some actual work done. You keep sorting those crystals. I'll be right over if you need me for anything. I'm really happy we're working together. I think you and I are going to get along very, very well.